Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Astrid. So happy you're tuning in with me today because we're going to look a bit deeper at the 3A Atlas. I'm here to actually eliminate any fear surrounding 3A Atlas. I've seen many extreme videos being put out about it. So I'm actually here to highlight its positive influence, which I really, really feel. So whether you're tuning in for the first time or if you've been walking this cosmic path with me for a while, thank you for showing up today with an open mind and an open heart as well. It isn't a story here about fear. It is actually a story about awakening. There's a very rare interstellar object that's arriving during one of the most extraordinary astrological seasons that we've seen in years. So we're going to go over everything together today, from its entry point in Sagittarius to all the powerful alignments that it's going to make on Perihelion Day, which is actually tomorrow. And we're going to end with the powerful alignment of 19 December, when 3i Atlas is going to be closest to Earth. We're also going to see a very beautiful new moon in Sagittarius. Very, very extraordinary, if you ask me. So settle in, make yourselves comfortable, and let's explore what 3i Atlas is really here to show and teach each and every one of us. So here on screen, you can see a picture of 3i Atlas, which was taken in Chile with the Atlas telescope. And that actually happened a week after the summer solstice. So keep that in mind, because that's pretty important, and it's like a very important point, which I'm going to come back on later. So 3A Atlas, it is estimated to be over 5 kilometers wide. So that makes it a very big cosmic traveler. But what makes it especially fascinating is actually the point where it entered. So we see that it came from 14 degrees of Sagittarius. The Great Attractor is located at 15 degrees of Sagittarius. So the Great Attractor, we're just not talking about a random point in space. It is not like anything else on the zodiac wheel. It is actually a massive gravitational anomaly, so powerful that it literally bends time and space. So galaxies are actually being pulled towards it. So it's like we're looking at reality through this cosmic lens, and that lets us both see our past and our future at the same time. That's like how special it is. It's like where timelines shift, where a lot of consciousness is coming through, and it's about higher wisdom and higher knowledge, and about expanding our minds, because it's in the sign of Sagittarius, of course. So this is like incredibly special. It's where linear time loosens. It's also where our consciousness is being stretched wide open. So when 3i Atlas was discovered, entering our solar system from this exact degree, it's not just a detail, it is a very big statement. And it really points to this cosmic amplifier. It's a kind of gateway that really magnifies whatever passes through that. So it can bend perception, it's going to reshape collective awareness. Anything that really comes from this point, it tends to draw our attention, and it's going to change the story that we tell ourselves about reality. So cosmic frequencies, gravitational messages, they don't just whisper, they are actually shouting really, really loud right now. So a very big symbolic place of entry. And thanks to Pluto and Aquarius, and also Uranus and Gemini right now, the collective consciousness gets a very, very big and deep reboot. The next 8 years will be very, very fascinating in regards to everything that we're about to discover about our solar system, about the different galaxies. We're going to discover new planets for sure. So I've been pretty excited about this time. So we're going to look at the video, if it wants to play. Yes. here we can see Triae Atlas currently hovering through our solar system. So it's been making a very close, it's been orbiting Mars since October the 3rd. And we can look at it like Mars is associated with action, with drive, with courage, and with our energy. And we could look at it as like a triggering or like a very big ignition point that lead up to the perihelion that we're about to see tomorrow. So yeah, this is really symbolizing very big momentum and also like a kind of acceleration whenever it passed closely to by Mars. Another beautiful thing that I want to highlight, why I think this is a very positive energy, is that we just had a Libra new moon on the 21st of October. Triae Atlas is at 22 degrees of Libra. We had a Libra new moon at 28 degrees, while the ruler of Libra, Venus, was also in the sign of Libra. So this is one of the best new moons of the entire year of 2025. So yeah, that like really infuses a lot of love and blessings and beautiful cosmic energy in everything that's happening right now. So another important fact is that we can see it here on screen. Jupiter is like the last planet where it's gonna pass or like orbit close by to, and it's gonna do that during the spring of next year. So yeah, it came flying in from the sign of Sagittarius, and it's gonna make its way all up to Jupiter before it leaves again. So Jupiter is of course the star of the show here, and I'm gonna like highlight that even more. But first, let's take a look at Perihelion Day, and that is actually happening tomorrow. So that is when Triae Atlas is going to be closest to the sun. And that's going to happen around noon universal time. It won't be visible anymore because of the sun's glare. And we're going to start to see it popping up again in our skies during early December. So if we then look at the astrology for this day, you can see it here on screen. I've actually put in a mini flying sorcerer at 22 degrees of Libra, and I've marked it with the green light that it emits currently. So 22 degrees of Libra, that correlates with the sign of Capricorn, the number 22. Capricorn is about vastness, things turning into reality, things that we can grasp, things that we can hold. But 22 degrees is also related to the kill or be killed degree. And I honestly think our reality is being totally shattered right now, and that is being killed for sure. So if we then take a look at the Sabian symbol for 23 degrees of Libra, this is so, like, I loved it when I first read it, but it's a Chanticleer's voice heralds sunrise. Like, how beautiful does this correlate with, like, the closeness to the sun? Because in other words, this means like a rooster crowing at dawn, and it's about heralding the coming light of a new day. It's also about speaking out what we know to be true. So this symbol really speaks to like each moment it is entirely new and unique. And all of them carry the promise of a new surprise, of originality, and of awe and wonder. So the rooster that crows at dawn not only claims to be the first to announce what is coming now, but it also feels like his crowing actually causes the sun to rise. So yeah, we can look at this at like the dawn of a new consciousness rising. So the degree is, of course, linked to a very big signal that is being given. There's also the moment just before something breaks open into the light. So the rooster doesn't actually create the sunrise, but it calls it in. So it's really like the big voice that is marking the threshold between night and day, like the twilight zone. Whenever wherever everything can suddenly shift. So whenever a powerful celestial object like 3A Atlas lands on this exact degree, it is like crowing the language of like heralding and announcing something bigger than life itself. So yeah, the fact that the 3A Atlas came in from the Great Attractor, a point in space that really bends time and perception, and it is now sitting on a degree that is literally speaking of a heralding the new dawn. So yeah, the cosmos is really ringing a very big bell here, saying, "Wake up, please attention, please pay attention. Something big is approaching, and it's gonna shift our entire worldview for sure." So also, I think Trine Atlas might not be the event itself, but I think it might be very well be the voice that is actually announcing it for later to come. But first, let's go back to the astrology and dive a little bit deeper into the perihelion. So on October the 29th, very important, we know Jupiter is the star of the show, and 3i Atlas is actually squaring Jupiter almost to the exact degree. So yeah, that's no coincidence in my eyes. Jupiter, the cosmic expander, the teacher, the great awakener of a new vision, and the fact that it flew in from Sagittarius, the origin, the point of origin, it already stamped this interstellar object with a very big Jupiterian signature. So think about themes of revelation and exploration, also higher truth. And now, as 3i Atlas is reaching perihelion, it's also forming a square to Jupiter in Cancer. So that is like mind-blowing for me, because like, a square is, of course, a very dynamic and activating aspect. It's going to push for growth. It's going to force movement of our consciousness and an upgrade in that. And Jupiter here is just like actually amplifying the message and really turning this perihelion moment into like a cosmic loudspeaker. And it's actually magnifying whatever symbolic or energetic imprint 3A Atlas carrying right now. So yeah, not passive energy at all. It's very big, very expansive, and it is definitely capable of stirring the collective awareness in very big and unexpected ways. So whenever Jupiter is involved, the story gets larger, the meaning gets louder, and also the signal can't be ignored anymore. What's also important in the chart here is the opposition to Chiron. And Chiron is, of course, our wounded healer. And this is like pulling on our most tender and unhealed places in the sign of Aries. I am about authenticity, sovereignty as well, speaking out, really having the courage to be free, to be ourselves. So Chiron is, of course, the place where we've lost a little bit of trust, where also old pain lives inside our body and our psyche. And then we have Jupiter at like the apex of the T-square here, amplifying everything. So Jupiter always enlarges whatever it touches. So yeah, this configuration can feel very raw, and your wounds are getting exposed, and it can feel a little bit overwhelming at first, but it's also like this massive invitation to heal ourselves and our collective wounds regarding being free and sovereign as well. So yeah, this is going to push for a resolution. It actually demands growth in regards to our wounds, and definitely can be quite emotional with Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. Can also be linked to our ancestral patterns and how we are rooted within our emotions, and it's also connected to our upbringing, of course, because it's in the sign of Cancer. So yeah, it isn't surface level healing. It is actually very deep, soul deep ancestral material that is rising to be heard and seen and dealt with and let go of, with Neptune dipping back in the sign of Pisces as well. But with Jupiter here at the top, we integrate, whatever we integrate right now can really reshape our worldview. It's about turning our wounds into wisdom and our pain into power. Another very beautiful thing, like what's opening up in the heavens right now, it is like something astrologically so profound. We can see a series of water trines here in the chart, linking Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer, and all the planets, and also the Mercury retrograde that is about to dip back into Scorpio. We can see a beautiful exact trine with Mars in Scorpio as well. So water trines, they always represent flow and emotional intelligence, and also our intuitive power that is getting enhanced. Definitely very, if you're already a bit psychic, this is definitely gonna like blow it all up for you. So don't be scared. Just take a step back to meditate and to really take some time and take a step back to really tune into this energy, because it can like really create massive, beautiful growth for you right now. So water is also like here to dissolve resistance. And this beautiful water trine is also here to like soften all of the hard edges. It's also going to help with what's been beneath the surface, and everything is gonna rise to be felt and to be seen and to be released, especially with the planets in Scorpio right now as well. At this Scorpio season, after all, it's almost Samhain as well. The occurrence of all these things at the same time is like truly mind-blowing. Like, I'm so happy for this time, and so happy to be alive to experience all of this mystical change. So Pisces here, it brings a lot of spiritual sensitivity as well. Saturn and Neptune are really wrapping up their last final steps through Pisces, and I'm gonna do a whole other video about Neptune back into Pisces to eliminate that a little bit more as well. But then the sign of Cancer here, it gives a very protective and nurturing energy, and Scorpio always delivers a lot of depth and truth. With Mercury retrograde back into Scorpio, like, hold yourselves, like grab your chairs. A lot of truth is going to come out, but it's for the better. Everything that's lingering beneath the surface is going to be fully illuminated. And I'm going to do a whole other Mercury retrograde video on that as well, of course. But the water trines here, it's like a kind of energy to help us trust life again and to rebuild from our heart space. Of course, here the day of Perihelion, it is so beautiful with 3i Atlas in the heart of the sun. That's what they call a cazimi, whenever a planetary object crosses with the sun, or like conjuncts with the sun. Of course, 3i Atlas is not any planet, but it's a moving object. But the fact that it like is in the heart of the sun, and the sun rules our heart in medical astrology as well, it is like really putting like a blast of energy into our heart spaces. The fact that it's emitting an emerald green color, the color of the heart chakra, is truly like remarkable to me. So a lot of emotional power, spiritual clarity, it's gonna help anchor our dreams into form with Saturn in Pisces as well. And it's gonna do that through flow rather than through force. So another specialty here in the chart is, of course, we see an opposition between Mercury and Uranus. Sudden information, surprising information, new insights, news in general, shocking news. And like the Mercury-Uranus opposition, it's not just a quick hit, because Mercury will oppose Uranus 3 times because of its retrograde motion. It's gonna unfold in 3 steps. But Mercury, it represents our mind and our speech and also our perception. Uranus, it is about disruption and awakening and flashes of insights and also geniusness. Together, they don't just bring like information, they're gonna crack it fully open, and it's really a moment for listening differently and also for questioning what you think you know, and also about staying open to inspiration coming from these unexpected places. So I'm going to do a whole other video about Mercury retrograde opposing Uranus as well. It's going to be a pretty interesting one. So yeah, and the fact that this is all happening in Scorpio season, the veils are already really thin right now. It's about death and rebirth and deep healing. So yet another emphasis on those matters as well. So yeah, then like during those days, take some time to heal, to retreat, take a step back, to really tune into whatever new insights that you receive, because they might be very important leading up towards 19th December. Because 19th December is actually the day that the Triad Atlas will be closest to Earth. So yeah, that is like very, very special, because we can see here that there's a very beautiful synchronicity happening, and that day, actually the day after, on the 20th of November, we're going to see a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius, and it's also going to be the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. So again, a very big, important, remarkable turning point in our calendar. So yeah, we know solstice points, they are like these natural doorways in between these cycles that we're seeing, and like this is going to be like the culmination or like the full embodiment of like the perihelion activation that we're seeing now on the 29th. The 29th is like a cosmic seed that is getting planted, and then on the 19th of December, that seed or like that energy that got planted can land fully on Earth. So the collective awareness may intensify dramatically during this time. So yeah, this is honestly like one of those moments where astrology lines up so perfectly that it's almost giving you like the chills. And the fact, with the new moon in Sag as well, the exact sign where it like entered in our solar system, that alone is like wow to me. And it gets even deeper because this new moon is going to make like 150 quincunx degree to Jupiter, its ruling planet. Jupiter rules Sag. So this is like creating a sense of very big cosmic adjustment. And it's like the sky itself is like fine tuning our belief systems, our visions, our spiritual compass. And Triad Atlas is definitely going to be helping us in that. At the same time, we see here in the chart that the new moon is going to be squaring Neptune, and it's really going to blur the edges of reality. It's going to dissolve old narratives. It's going to open up psychic channels, and it's also going to amplify the collective dream state and also what we think about reality to be true. So yeah, an interstellar messenger that is arriving through Sagittarius now peaks in closeness as the new moon in Sag is going to activate Jupiter and Neptune. That is like so crazy. These are like the two planets that are most connected to faith, to higher meaning, to mysticism, and also expanded consciousness. So it's like the universe is saying the message has arrived. Are you able to fully receive it? Yeah. A new moon in Sag making aspects to Jupiter and Neptune. We're talking about like opening up a lot of channels of consciousness. And of course, new moons are about planting seeds in our beliefs. Of course, Sagittarius. And also Neptune is about messages from beyond. Jupiter is going to amplify a lot of faith and understanding. And Neptune is like the veil itself. It's like the psychic doorway. So add to that the proximity of Triad Atlas is so close to Earth, and this interstellar object is already carrying all the Jupiterian signatures. What we're gonna get is like a cosmic frequency that speaks more in intuition than in words. And I would not be surprised if some people who are very psychically gifted are gonna be able to communicate telepathically with whatever Triad Atlas is. So yeah, a big rise in telepathic sensitivity and these intuitive hits. We're also gonna have a lot of messages coming through our dreams, and also we're gonna see synchronicities that are gonna be too loud to ignore. So this is about hearing like the literal voices in the sky. It's more about like tuning and to the subtle but definitely high frequency broadcast that is actually happening in the collective field during this time. And this is like the kind of energy where all the ideas and the visions and the insights can just like drop in, like they're being transmitted through the cosmos, and we're just like picking it up with our antennas very instantly. And if you look at the new moon in Sag, it is trining Chiron, the wounded healers. So yeah, in my mind, we've like come full circle. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing more videos about this, and honestly, it's just the beginning, because Mars was like the ignition point on the 3rd of October that led up to the perihelion, which then planted a seed. And with the new moon in Libra, that was a very, very beautiful energy. And that is going to land during the 19th of December when it's closest to Earth. So it's actually just the beginning, because by the end of February, 3i Atlas will be closing in and will be conjuncting with Jupiter in the sky. And that alone is going to be a huge milestone in his journey. But what really blows my mind is that on the exact same days, or like surrounding these days, by the end of February, we're also going to have a Neptune and Saturn that are going to make their conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries, which is, of course, the world point axis in astrology. A very, very important point in our zodiac wheel, and it's going to be a very big paradigm shift for sure. So Neptune dissolves, Saturn defines, and together at the first degree of the zodiac, it's like all the beliefs that, or like all the current belief systems on which we are operating are going to get wiped out or wiped clean. So all the outdated narratives, old worldviews, old stories that we've clung to too much, all of it is actually ready to be washed away and to be rewritten at a higher frequency. So, and then during that time, also with Jupiter amplifying 3a Atlas, the planet of truth and cosmic meaning, it's going to be a moment where, the collective mind itself is going to get fully rebooted and rewired. I think we're going to see a complete reboot in the Matrix, and don't be scared. The Matrix can glitch for sure during this time. And my question to you guys is, will there be a new religion emerging from this? Maybe a new alien religion? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I cannot wait to dive more into videos about 3A Atlas, where we're going to break down exactly what this alignment means in the future, and also how to work with it. So very happy to be talking to you today. Let me know what you think 3A Atlas is here to do. Stay tuned, subscribe if you liked this video, and get ready, because what's coming is actually once in a lifetime. So enjoy your day, and I'm sending a lot of love to all of you guys. Bye.